On tonight to talk a little bit about my why I love doing the work I do, and why it's important to me to support and help others. I was actually having a chat with a person earlier today, and we were talking about why we do things. I have actually been doing the why my whole life in some ways. In the past, I used to do it out of just help everybody to the point, excuse me, where I actually ended up in burnout. I actually worked myself into the ground, always trying to pick up, always trying to hold up for everybody else, trying to do it for everybody else, but also not looking after myself. After burnout, I just realized that I love people. I love helping people um, actualize and become better people, get what they want out of life, work towards what they want, and understand themselves more. Um, I'm a very curious person. I ask very direct questions, and I try and help clients and people that I know. And anyone that's known me a long time will know I do this in real life, not just in business life. Is I'm always trying to help bring people up, lift people up to be a better quality life and have a better life themselves. So after burnout, I realized that I love doing this work. I went and got a bachelor of counseling and coaching, something that I never ever thought in my history I'd ever do. I always said I get little bits of paper, not big ones. And now I have a bachelor. I'm actually considering further study at the moment, but we will get there when the timing is right. I also had a realization in that time that, due to my own lived experience, that I have my own hurdles to overcome that really inform how I work with people and what sort of people I want to work with. I really want to work with anyone that wants to improve themselves, to grow, and to be a better human being. They want to understand themselves, how they move in the world, how they interact in the world, but also along the way, learn biohacks, how to get the best out of your body, having a personal training background, and a lot of um, limitations that I've had to overcome through different bits of my body falling apart. Um, and things like that, and injuries that had nothing to do with exercise. Um, and challenges like that, having to overcome those, I understand, the struggles and how it is important to use the physicality to also help your mind. After being in burnout, the experience of having to learn to be even more mindful with the challenge of having focus difficulties. As I've said before, have been assessed for ADHD, but I haven't got a formal clinical diagnosis. So my son is ADHD. It's very possible my second child is, and they are going through assessments at the moment and working out if they want formal diagnosis or not, whether it's ADHD or something else going on for them. So there's genetics there. But having children that are, with neurodiverse needs has made me realize my own neurodiverseness. Um, I brought my children up to not care what race, religion, sexuality, color, creed, or whatever anybody was, human beings, because they're all one race. And that's the sort of philosophy I work from. Every body's path is valid, and it's not at me to tell you what to do, but I'm here as a catalyst or a facilitator to help you be the best you that you can be. And for me, it really helping other people, no longer at the expense of myself, really meets a fundamental core value for me. And that's to be of service and to help people. Um, Communication is another really core value for me, and just connecting with others. And I love to celebrate other people getting out there and being the best they can be. So, why I'm in the idea, I chose to work predominantly, but not exclusively, with neurodiverse and gender diverse peoples, is because, and people who with disabilities as well, is because often we're the misfits. We're on the edges of society. We're not in big friendship groups, although that is not a there are some great neurodiverse people that actually sit in great friendship groups. So it's not the only thing. But sometimes it's just that niggle at the back of our heads that people don't get us, that there's something that we see that we just don't quite sit in the stereotypical scenario of society. It could be a spirituality, it could be any sort of diverseness. So I love to help those people get in touch with themselves, be true to themselves, live to their values and what works for them, but also live in society in a helpful way. Um, Anyway, I could keep going on and I could talk for hours on this. I would love for those that follow me to reach out and share with me what struggles they've had. And maybe I could talk a little bit on that. For me, if we go into the ADHD, it's a little different to what the guys are presenting out on TikTok and stuff at the moment. For me, it's a lot of UFOs, unfinished objects. So I might have 10 things, 7/8 done rather than 100% done. And if I don't have deadlines or someone to be held accountable to, I quite often drop the ball and start something else. Like I've got about 7 knitting projects, I've got crochet projects, I have art projects, I have writing projects, all of this stuff. And sometimes I need help and to be coached as well to get these done. And I also find that a clean environment helps me personally. The more chaos I've got around me, the harder it is for me to focus and move forward. To the point where I'll even get to the point where I'll just do the very ADH thing or ASD thing, and I will just fort and pull myself back and just have that quiet moment in time before I step out again and try to tackle the UFOs. Anyway, if you resonate with anything I've said and you want to have a little chat more about how I could be of service for you to assist you, it could be stress, it could be even understanding what your values are, it could be a little bit understanding your motivation for exercise, mindset, all of that sort of stuff. Just send me a private message. You don't have to do it publicly. I am I only ever put out anything that I have permission to do if it's about a client. Like if my client says to me, "Oh, you know, the one up there about the nebula, being able to find a path through," I checked with that client if I could put that out. I have permission to put that out. So reach out. It doesn't matter what your diverseness is. I would love to spend some time with you and see if I can be of service to move you along in your journey of life. Okay, see you later. Oh, let me